a fiercely divided Democratic Party that is still reeling from losing the White House has chosen a new national leader who wants to ensure that Trump is a one-term president. Tom Perez, the former labor secretary under President Obama, won a tightly contested race, becoming the DNC chairman. And Gloria Rivera is in Atlanta, where it all went down. Good morning, Gloria.
Good morning, Paula. So many Democrats here in Atlanta telling me they feel like finally their party is turning a new page after that devastating loss last November. Now, President Trump chimed in rather quickly, sending somewhat insincere congratulations. He tweeted that he was happy for the new DNC chair, Tom Perez, but also his own Republican Party. The DNC chair came right back at him on Twitter, vowing that Democrats across the country will soon be the president's worst nightmare. Overnight, the embattled Democratic Party finding new leadership. After a contentious race for national chair, Tom Perez, former labor secretary under Obama, edging out rival Keith Ellison. Perez vowing to spearhead the party's recovery and more.
We need a chair who can not only take the fight to Donald Trump, we also need a chair who can lead turnaround and change the culture of the Democratic Party.
In a show of unity, Perez nominated the man who came in second to be his official number 2. New Deputy Chair Ellison is the first Muslim to serve in the U.S. Congress and has widespread progressive support.
We got to win elections. We're in this mess because we lost not one election, but 1,000 elections.
The two men now charged with restructuring a party still reeling from Hillary Clinton's devastating loss. Congresswoman Waters, your party is recovering from the worst political defeat in modern American politics. What has to happen now?
Well, first of all, we have to be unified. And I think we saw indications of that after the vote was announced here today.
A key question, of course, will be how many progressives who supported Bernie Sanders and also supported the man who came in second, Keith Ellison, will now get behind the new DNC chair. The president had more to say this morning over Twitter. He wrote, "The race for DNC chairman was, of course, totally rigged. Bernie's guy, like Bernie himself, never had a chance. Clinton demanded Perez." That is what the president had to say about all of this morning. Paula, Dan?
Gloria, thank you. Let's bring in ABC News chief anchor George Stephanopoulos, who's going to be hosting this week later this morning. Good morning.
Morning, guys.
So the Democrats are in rough shape in that they've lost the White House, they've lost both houses of Congress, they've lost nearly 2/3 of the state houses. What is the strategy going forward? Do they take on Trump in an all-out war, or do they try to moderate and cooperate with him at certain junctures?
I don't think they have much choice. The leadership has much choice right now because you see at the grassroots of the Democratic Party right now, and you've seen it in that town hall meetings all across the country, the Democrats at the grassroots are pushing hard for full-out opposition to Donald Trump across the board. Now, that could pose a bit of a dilemma for those Democrats in states won by Donald Trump who are up in 2018 in the Senate, who might feel more compelled to cooperate with him. But all the energy at the grassroots now on the Democratic side is for all-out opposition.
The Russia situation is not going away. We just heard that Darrell Issa is now calling for a special prosecutor to investigate this. Do you think that's likely to happen?
Right now, it's not. I mean, but it is pretty interesting that a key top Republican has broken. This was someone who really went after Hillary Clinton as well. And you also saw all week long at these town meetings, Republican members of Congress not only get pressure on health care, but get pressure on Russia as well. Some Republicans now saying Donald Trump is going to have to release his tax returns as well. So you're seeing this energy bubble up. But at this point, it has not reached the kind of critical mass that I think will cause President Trump to buckle and call for a special prosecutor.
So on Tuesday night, we're going to see President Trump speaking to a joint session of Congress for the first time. What do you expect to hear? And do you expect, as we're hearing from some people, that there may be some heckling from the Democrats in the crowd?
I'm not sure about overt heckling. I mean, we might not have a "you lie" moment like we saw up against President Obama, but a lot of Democrats are talking about bringing guests to the chamber who they say are victims of President Trump's policies, refugees, undocumented immigrants, those who may lose Obamacare. As for the president himself, this is his real first chance to kind of lay out in more specific detail what he wants to do on Obamacare and tax cuts. Even though we're now 38 days in, the president hasn't said exactly what he wants on those big issues. That's what everybody's going to be listening for.
George, thank you. Always
Thanks,
a pleasure
George.
to chat with you on a Sunday morning. And a reminder that George has a big show this morning. He's going to go one-on-one with the newly elected DNC chair, Tom Perez. And to have the president's first joint address to Congress, George is going to speak with the Democratic leader, Nancy Pelosi. It's all coming up on this week. And we should say on Tuesday night, George leads the entire Powerhouse ABC News team for live coverage of the president's address to Congress. That starts at 9 Eastern.